So I'm starting this channel called I Am My Brother's Keeper. Um, Technically, he's my cousin, but he's more like my brother. I found out about him about September, October of last year, along with my other cousins. And my uncle, who I never met, passed away when I was about 11. And that's when I found out that my dad even had a brother. So I never met that side of my family. So recently I started looking into my relatives because I needed to locate my sister that I knew about, but I had only met once when I was 17. And then get in touch with my cousins. Somehow it was brought up that I had cousins out there. So that's what got me on the hunt. So I located them. So in any case, this brother of mine that I call, I found out he was incarcerated in Alabama. And we started chatting. They have an online way that you can contact them through their app, through the prison. And so we started chatting that way and got to know each other. And I found out about his situation and all of that. At the time, he was in isolation, had been for approximately 3 years. Not for what he initially was incarcerated for, but they were holding him on an additional charge for something that happened in the prison that he said that he was innocent of, and I had no reason to doubt him. And after talking to him for a while and getting to know him, I discovered he was represented by a public defender. And I said, well, let's get you a real lawyer. So upon getting him a real attorney, I did a little research on the attorneys out there in Alabama, hired one that I felt was appropriate. And when that attorney went to take over his case and try to take the case from the public defender was reluctant to turn it over. And lo and behold, the public defender and the DA all of a sudden came to terms, and they were reluctant. They didn't want to give the case over, see? But then magically, somehow, then they dismissed the charges. So, and dropped the case because they didn't want to turn it over to the attorney that I had hired. And so then that case went away. And so it's like, now a real attorney comes on the scene. Now y'all want to dismiss charges. Coincidentally? Or maybe because you didn't have a case to begin with and you thought you were just going to shaft him with that? I don't know. You can assume what you want, but I'm going with they were going to just sack him with another case, whatever, but whatever. In any case, so then my attorney just started continuing to work on the original case and said, okay, so they went back because they're re-looking at everything his original case and filing what's called a Rule 32 to re-look at everything that was done wrong and all of that so that we can hopefully petition to get him out. He's been in there since 95. Didn't have a real defense to begin with and all kinds of stuff, so we're working on that. But his move from isolation was a disaster. They moved him, all his stuff got stolen, and his clothes, everything, because they didn't give him a lockbox. And then They didn't even give him clean clothes after they moved him when his stuff got stolen. So then I had to kick up all kind of dust and call and complain and all of this because he wasn't getting any clean clothes. They left him in the same clothes for 3 weeks. Oh my God, I kicked up all kind of sand, made all kind of noise, calls, supervisors. I was making all kind of noise, writing the governor, everybody. And then finally he got clean clothes. Needless to say, they don't like California. They was like, oh Lord, California on the phone again. And I was just like, hey, you know what? You ain't gonna leave this man in the same dirty clothes for 3 weeks. You know, you moved him. You didn't provide him with a lockbox so that he could secure his property. When you put him from isolation into a huge dorm, which they called the parking lot because they put everybody in like a big gym with all these beds. And then you ignore the fact that you're not even getting him clean clothes. I'm sorry, you know, prison is prison, but come on, be human. So that was our first dealing with them. And I've been on them ever since, to make sure that he has what he needs, he's getting what he needs. So that was their first dealing with me and my first dealing with them. And I've been staying on top of them because I'm like, no, you're not going to violate my brother's rights. I mean, because he's a perfect prisoner. You know, he's not one that's fighting, violating the rules and all that. No, he's not like that. He's older, you know. It's like he's not a hellraiser, you know. He just does his thing. He's very polite. So that's where we're at. And each video is just going to be about kind of the little segments that we've gone through. So stay tuned so you can follow our story. Bye.